Good evening, everyone. My name is Ettarnichi. I'm the host of Connect with Ali. Our show focuses on diversity, inclusion, and equity, and also highlighting the great work our amazing people doing in our community to make a difference, to make an impact. And today, I have my friend Darren Duguay, a change maker, and he making an impact in our community. Welcome, Darren. Nice to have you, my friend.
Ali, good to see you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Well, how could I not with this topic?
What a good start of 2023 to talk about One.Let Connect, a great book that me and Darren and other 16 authors that will create this book about One.Let Connect that was inspired from the summit, What is Holding Us Back from Connecting as One Word. That was the title, and the summit is Find Your Voice. So Darren, your chapter is Connect Within. Trauma is our friend. Can you tell us a little bit about this beautiful chapter that's grabbed my attention and how you switch from disconnection to connection?
Well, thank you very much for the question, Ali. So, connect within. What does that mean? Well, I can share that for the most part, I think I did a pretty good job for 45 years of really disconnecting from myself for a variety of different reasons. A lot of it had to do with not having the tools to be able to connect with myself, and a lot of other adverse childhood experiences that I didn't have the tools to process. And still working today on connecting more and more with myself. And trauma is our friend. I think for a long period of time, trauma and the avoidance of it. I want to stay away from that. Well, as long as I stay away from my experiences connected with trauma, then I'm going to stay away from connecting with me. Myself and all aspects of me. And if I'm not connecting with myself, then Ali, how can I connect with you?
Exactly.
How can I connect with my daughter, my granddaughter, my family members, and people within the community?
I love that, because connection starts from ourselves first. And if we are not connected with ourselves, we can't make a difference. We can't connect with the world. And that's so powerful. And you share at the beginning in your chapter, Mr. Darren, you wrote, my purpose of this chapter is to share my experience with trauma, inviting us to join you on this journey of self-discovery. Can you tell us about this discovery, like self-discovery? How did you discover, so we can ride with you on this beautiful journey to discover this connection?
Yeah, I think there's something that resonates with me at this present moment, and it keeps on resonating with me during the last little while, and that is two key things, or great discoveries. To discover that we're alive, I'm alive, and secondly, is to discover why we're alive. Why am I alive? I might coin that sometimes as, what is my purpose? What is my spiritual divine essence? Why am I here? And I discovered through the journey it's to take the life that I have signed up for. And this was a real struggle for me for a long time, that everything that has happened in my life has actually happened to perfection. And I discovered that in 2009 by studying the work of radical forgiveness. For so long, I had a part of my mind thinking I have to forgive someone or something, or I have to forgive myself. And then that was my ego and my cognitive psychological component of self that was trying to convince me that there was something to forgive or someone to forgive. And then it was only during my discovery that I'm Mi'kmaq, indigenous, and really embracing the spiritual self, which was a defining moment in Afghanistan in July of 2011, when I was done. I couldn't carry on anymore as a human, trying to operate off the limited toolkit that I had at that time.
That's back in 2009, eh?
And that's 2011.
11, okay.
2011, I still know where I was standing. I was standing in my room in Camp Eggers, in my room in the afternoon, and I hit the darkest moment of my time. I saw my 9mm pistol slung across the locker. I had a C7 machine gun on my bed, and then I was done.
You made the decision, that's it.
I was done living the way that I was living. And that was really my human ego part of myself that was saying, I can't carry on anymore living like this. So I think one of the biggest discovery I had, Ellie, is that I surrendered. I surrendered to something that was very present for me. And that became, later on, my spiritual connection. And back to that dark moment for a second, I flashed back that I had 2 very young children back home in Canada here. And what would it be like if they lost their dad the way that I was thinking I was going to go? And then I flashed back to when I was 12 and what the experience was like for me as a child to lose my dad to suicide.
Wow.
And I said, I can't do it.
Wow.
So I connected to that experience. I connected to one part of my journey of trauma. And then I started adding tools to my toolkit and taking things out of my toolkit that led to disconnection, and added things to my toolkit that allowed me to connect at a greater level with myself. I refer to as the creator. And then able to connect with my inner child. And then it was a matter of a daily commitment to continue to connect more and more at a deeper level in the spiritual self, by really listening to me. And listening to my spirit, listening to that innate wisdom and experience within me, that inner knowing. And I just read a book recently all about meditation and that whole thing about mindfulness.
Before we get into that, Darren,
yeah,
I just want to go something that struck me there when you said, I'm done. 2011, when you said, I'm done, and you had a flashback.
Yeah.
Is that like, that's when you realize that I'm doing something that doesn't give me fulfillment, something that I'm not, maybe I feel good, but not feel right? Is that what make that I'm done? You wake up and you say, I'm done, like, it's just like the fulfillment wasn't there?
I think part of my struggle, Ali, was I was done trying to operate and live the way that I was living up until that present moment. And it was, I really think, Ali, a huge journey of disconnection from myself, which then just simply physically manifested around me of disconnecting from my relationships. And why I struggled so much with relationships. It's because I really struggled with myself.
Ah, wow.
Right? And then taking a lot of the things that I just tucked away or can't talk about it, became a secret, and oh, it's over, it's done with, and that just led to a continued journey of disconnection. And it's like carrying it's like having a bag of potatoes, a 50-pound bag of potatoes.
Yeah. And
you keep on stuffing things in there, and then you get the 50-pound mark, but you still got other stuff you want to stuff in there. Something's going to give.
Oh, yeah.
It's like having that wheelbarrow that's overfilling with stuff that I haven't processed or we haven't processed, and then all of a sudden now the wheelbarrow is going to topple over.
Tilted and just fall.
Or I can't push it any forward because this is just man, this is a heavy wheelbarrow.
And that's the disconnection. That's the disconnection.
And that is disconnection, Ali.
And that just like you explained it really well here, Darren, in the book. I like this part when you said, I painted a similar image in sport. And anything else that I was involved with, in essence, my external appearance was really masked. Looking good on the outside was my way of protecting myself, my way of not allowing anyone in, and at the same time, preventing me from connecting with others. How beautiful is that? Like, it's just like, it's a mask. What you mean by that mask? That everybody now, that's everybody's putting that mask, and they are just trying to hide, trying not to show the world the real people. And that's what some conversation that a lot of people, they are afraid to share, they are afraid to talk, but I promise you that when you face that mask, you will be connected and not disconnected anymore. And carry on, my friend. I just thought to share that message. Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of me within that, Ali, about the mask. It's interesting because there was something that was posted on social media this past week in Canada, and I'm sure it's obviously broadcast internationally and globally. And it was the whole health crisis that's currently happening in our country, and it's a similar story globally. And it was a picture of this girl. And it was her actual face, and in her hand she had a mask that she removed. The mask had a smile on it, and it showed more of her, of what was going on behind the mask. So my mask, I feel that my intention with my mask, and that was a combination of being a high-performance athlete, did the Boston Marathon.
Wow.
I was a bodybuilder. I was asked to compete, and I think for the most part on the outside part, or the mask, the external appearance looked like I really had my act together, while at the same time I was experiencing a slow death on the inside.
Wow.
I was, because, and I didn't want people to get close to me, and I didn't want to connect with, so I didn't want people to get close to me by putting that mask on, but by not allowing people to get close to me, I can't get close to someone else. So it's like I'm trapped in this little cell, or this little box of disconnection. And then, there's a little topic that's, there's a great book out there called The Boy Crisis, and why do our boys struggle so much? And it's not just boys that struggle, but it's the girls. And it's, I think humans in general, we struggle. But I really feel in this moment that the big reason why there's a struggle is because of disconnection. And that's been part of my journey.
Disconnection, and that's a big thing for so many people, and so many things that people, either judgment, ego, superiority, or many things that keep us from not connecting.
And yeah, absolutely, Ali. And I think the biggest thing is I lost my dad at the age of 12 in January 1979. So that's a few years ago, knowing that this is 2023. A couple months later, I ended up joining the Army cadets, and I had a cadet uniform on. That became another mask. The uniform became a mask. Because I had a good haircut, I had a good smile, right? Shiny parade boots, and I could never shine those parade boots enough because it would take the focus off of me. But wow, great parade boots, great looking uniform, great haircut, and it became a mask. And it became a mask until I took the mask off in 2011, and I continue to try to take that off on a daily basis, knowing that on a subconscious and on a unconscious level, the mask is still there, the uniform is still there. So it's not like it's a light switch that goes off, it's done. It's a process of reconnect. It's a process of going from disconnection through a journey of reconnection to feeling connected.
Wow.
I just made that up.
Love that, but it's good. Honestly, God, it's what you're sharing, your story. Like it's just like resonate with so many things, and this is actually what we need to talk about, because nowadays, mask is become something that everybody put on social media, on everything, and people can't connect even with themselves. People connect with the phone, people connect with their tablet, with their computer, with the social media, but in reality, you find them drained. You find them, I have enough. Like what you had in 2011. People could commit suicide just because of that. They have enough. People could many things happen to them because they are putting that mask that they are showing as if they are telling themselves, I'm not enough. and I have to show to the people, using it in the mirror of the social, the mirror of people's opinion, the mirror of others, but not the mirror of me. And that's what people have to realize. And that's what Darren mentioned here that I really love about. I have learned that healing is a gradual process, not intended to be rushed. There is no quick fix. There is a process that you have to follow. And you can tell us a little bit, Darren, what was your self-care plan that make you carry on from that disconnection, darkness, to the light of connection?
Well, I think my self-care plan for a good part of my life was a self-care plan to support disconnection. So bodybuilding. And doing other things, but it wasn't allowing me to really connect with myself. So it was only really, first of all, going through that surrendering process in July 2011, knowing that there was something very much present here. And different individuals call it different things, and I think the most important thing is that to connect with something that there is, I am a human, correction, I'm a spirit having a human experience. I'm a spirit having a human experience. So if I'm a spirit, then there's something, I refer to it as spiritual, that is present here. And that I came from somewhere. And there's some terminology around that regarding reincarnation, incarnation, and so on and so forth. But recognizing that, so surrendering and going, my toolkit is incomplete. It does not support me in being connected. So I really started doing a fair bit of work around personal self-care. It's evolved for the last 11 plus years and will continue to evolve on a daily basis. I think the invitation I'd like to have for the viewer is to connect with a self-care plan that feels right for you, to connect with what is going on for you. But what do I do at the present moment? So I'll wake up at plus or minus 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll take a few minutes and just be grateful for what I have in this moment. I take a moment and be grateful to the decision I made to discover why I am really here and to connect with that. After about 7.5 hours sleep, good night's sleep, I'll then do a large glass of water with organic lemon. I'll smudge with sage. I'll use doTERRA essential oils. There's probably about 6 of them that I use. I will end up enjoying my coffee. Anybody out there? Anybody? You enjoy coffee?
Oh yeah. Coffee is you can't live without coffee, right?
So good coffee never goes short.
Bullet coffee. Good. What do you call it?
Exactly.
Bullet coffee or whatever you call that.
Yep. And then you could go with a nice, good quality coffee or tea, whatever it is. I take my spirit walk, so I'll take a walk outside just to connect with what's being present with my 4-legged spiritual soul called Jax, 12-pound 4-legged Shih Tzu. They call it 4-legged. We come back. My girlfriend and I, Cindy, we will go into a meditation together, side by side. And right now we're using the Calm app for that. Beautiful. Connect for 10 minutes. Share what's came up for one another. Share with one another what's going on. Paint a picture of what today looks like so that we remain connected. And then I like connecting with my inner child. And so I will turn around and I'll get on, as soon as have a nice day, identify what the day looks like. I'll hop on the floor and Jax and I will play for 5 minutes, and that allows me to connect with my spirit, my inner child. I'll then turn around and create a framework for the day that is balanced. Do I meet my physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, social, family needs? Feeling connected. And I really stress fitness.
That's a big thing in your schedule.
Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional fitness, and being indigenous, our 4 primary pillars of fitness is the physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. And so what do our tools look like in every one of those 4 quadrants? And when you look at a circle of health or a medicine wheel, you might see the colors black, yellow, white, and red. What do they represent? Those are 4 distinctively different components of fitness. I also drum. I had made a drum last year with my spiritual teacher, Reg Roy. So I drum the Creator and the Ancestor song pretty much every day. I hop into a drumming circle at the end of the month with Reg and his wife Louise. I also hop into the Sacred Sweat Lodge every second weekend, which allows to take whatever I experience as a human, which becomes heavy and accumulative over time, and just let that go.
Consistent with that, Darren, like always the
Consistent.
same thing. Okay.
And keep on monitoring the scoreboard. Like, who watched the hockey game last night? What's the score? So what's our own individual score? Right? What does our score look like? And to continue to monitor that, I run on a consistent basis, and I'm very blessed and grateful with the like-minded spirits and souls I've connected with through life, and being able to, there's a little phrase that one of our leaders say, John Delaire, and Johnny says, nobody runs alone.
Nobody's running alone.
Nobody will stand alone. So and that's social and family, feeling belonging and connected, represented 40% of the U.S. military forces' resiliency model to address the spike in suicides during the Iraq and Afghanistan campaign. Social and family fitness was 40% of the resiliency model, and can never stress this sort of stuff, the stuff that we're having tonight.
And that is what we are focusing on this. Like in this show, we always try on conversation that's matter, conversation that's open our heart, conversation that make us connect, sit and talk heart to heart, because we are missing that. Like people on their phone, even now, like at family, you see family sitting together, having supper, they are on their phone. This is thing that is holding us back from connecting as one word. And talking about connecting as one word, we are having here Mr. Darren sharing his experience, opening his heart with us, and telling us his journey from disconnection to connection. And we shared together this journey, let's connect, one word, one people. It's been an amazing journey. It was an amazing connection. That's what we want to open people's eyes toward humanity, journey back to humanity, what people need most. Can you tell us a little bit about the book and what's impact it's making in people's life and connecting people?
I think what I like to mention about the connection point, I come back to the book for a second, Ali, and the whole journey of addiction and homelessness. There's a reconfirmation from an article the other day that says a lot of this has to do with adverse childhood experiences that have not been addressed.
The time is chasing us,
It's
connecting after us, running, it's 2 minutes left.
Adverse childhood experiences that are trauma-based that have never been addressed.
Wow.
We'll say that again, adverse childhood experiences. That is a whole variety of different things. And I think if there's ever a gift to really give a child and one another is to listen to one another. With respect to the book, I love the idea that we came together as one, and really with the intention of helping the children of today that we have on an international global level. So I'd like to commend yourself, Ali, with what you're doing, and my fellow authors, amazing spirits full of love.
Amazing 17 authors from all over the world, 13 countries and 5 continents, all come together. That is possible to connect if we have the same mission, if we focus on connection, if we focus on complementing each other instead of comparison, instead of letting our ego, let's all put our E from the ego out and go toward connection, toward the journey of love, of harmony, of conversation that matter. We are all would like everybody, because making a difference, 100% sale, 100% fun, and sale of these books is going to charity, helping children, helping community, and so far for 2022, we helped Boys and Girls Club Organization, we helped YWCA, and we help Queen of Heart, and we are looking for 2023 to help more people and more children. Let's all join on this journey, and let's be one, and let's connect and share the conversation. Darren, time chasing us. We have 30 seconds. I really enjoyed the conversation with you. We should have more than 30 minutes, honestly, but you know what? Time with you go fast. Thank you very much. Last word, my friend, for the audience.
Listen to yourselves. Connect within first. And I wish you a spiritually divine, loving journey of connecting with others.
Thank you very much, everybody. And if you have any comment or any concern, share it in Connect with Ali channel, and we will address that. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.